told your friend you're not okay.
K-pop news friends, get ready, because this big news will not only shake the entertainment world, but also make history in the journey of one of the most influential groups on the planet. While the world was buzzing with the hustle and bustle of global festivals and the spotlight of international cameras, a completely unexpected announcement suddenly emerged from backstage during preparations for the massive concert at Parade Fest Las Vegas, an announcement that made millions of eyes widen and millions of ARMY hearts flutter. Kim Taehyung has officially been appointed as BTS's stage master for their next major concert, rare honor granted only once and for a truly special occasion. That night, the usually sweltering Las Vegas air suddenly felt different. The atmosphere seemed to vibrate with an energy never felt before. The glittering city lights seemed to bow, making room for one figure with the most dazzling aura ever to stand on a global stage. From a distance, Taehyung's silhouette became the center of gravity of the entire crowd, exuding a charisma that left fans unable to look away for even a second. Since the announcement, a wave of enthusiasm has swept not only the K-pop community, but also various media outlets worldwide. Everyone wondered what BTS would look like when V, the baritone vocalist with legendary visual appeal, was given the responsibility of leading the rhythm, intensity, and flow of the stage for the first and only time. The sensation was like a hurricane sweeping through every timeline, making the world stop to pay attention to every tiny detail leading up to this monumental concert. Even before the concert began, the public could feel Taehyung working behind the scenes, guiding the group's energy with the poise, decisiveness, and warmth that only a true star could possess. The crew, producers, and stage directors called him the pillar of this special edition of the concert, as every artistic decision, from the lighting to the stage transitions to the overall vibe of the show, passed through his keen artistic intuition. Las Vegas that night transformed into the center of gravity of the global entertainment industry. The streets were a sea of purple, fans carried banners with Taehyung's name, and the roar of support vibrated the entire concert area as if calling for a new stage master. As the clock ticked toward opening, fans' hearts beat faster. The lights slowly dimmed, and in a split second that felt both eternity and time, Taehyung emerged, his gaze radiating a sharp composure, his stride firm, and the aura of a true stage master. In that moment, it seemed as if the entire world understood why this momentous decision was appropriate for him, even if only for a single time, for its impact was already felt even before the show began. The spotlights followed his every movement, showing how Taehyung communicated with the other members, making small gestures, smiling briefly, and then returning to the rhythm of the stage he was supposed to lead. His voice as he addressed the audience was deeper than usual, as if blending with the glitzy atmosphere of the Las Vegas night. When the first music began, Taehyung stood at the front, raising his hand to signal the start of the concert, and the entire stadium exploded like a bolt of lightning striking the Nevada desert. The fans could hardly believe they were witnessing something that would likely never be repeated, a one-of-a-kind moment where Kim Taehyung, a living masterpiece, was the center of direction, energy, and command of a group that had changed the history of modern music. The stage narrative came to life as Taehyung danced, sang, and navigated the transitions with impeccable precision. Every movement of his body was like an artistic stroke in a living painting, and every facial expression seemed to carry 1,000 stories he had yet to tell. At times, he would gaze at the audience with a faint smile that left the entire arena in awe. Then the next moment, he would reveal an intense side that could keep thousands of eyes transfixed without blinking. Behind him, the BTS members followed his flow, exchanging energy, affirming the strength of their connection as a group. And just when the world thought Kim Taehyung's appointment as BTS's stage master at Parade Fest Las Vegas had reached its climax, the night had yet another surprise that sent the atmosphere into a frenzy. After the emotional explosion of the previous concert's climax, the dimming stage suddenly re-emerged with a subtle purple glow, a color that has always symbolized the love and bond between BTS and ARMY. The lights slowly enveloped the entire arena, as if to convey that the evening's story was not over. Amidst the slowly dancing spotlight, Taehyung stepped forward again, not as the stage master, but as the emotional heart of the entire show. Breathing heavily but firmly, he gave a small signal to the music team backstage. And immediately, a new, never-before-heard melody began to play, leaving the entire audience speechless in barely controlled shock. It turned out Taehyung had prepared a special segment, one not included in the official rundown, one he created himself as a tribute to the members, crew, and millions of ARMY who have walked with BTS throughout their long journey. The cheers erupted so loudly that they made the arena floor vibrate slightly, but this only served to enhance the magical aura surrounding the stage. Taehyung glanced at the other members, flashing a smile that was hard to describe, a mix of pride, emotion, and the full realization that the night wasn't just about his momentary leadership, but about the love and dedication he'd carried over the years. But something even bigger happened next. As the melody reached a certain point, a giant screen behind the stage displayed detailed footage of Taehyung preparing for the concert as the stage leader. He could be seen discussing with the director, providing input on lighting, refining the flow of transitions, and even suggesting small changes to the choreography to better match the audience's energy. Each scene revealed a side of Taehyung rarely seen by the public. His mature thinking, his patience in working, and his firmness in leading without losing his gentleness. The audience in the arena fell silent, some even tearing up, realizing how much love he had poured into ensuring this concert was an unforgettable experience. And just as the audience was still reeling from the emotion, the beat of the music grew stronger, more intense, like the pounding of a giant heart about to explode. The other members moved closer to Taehyung, forming a new, unprecedented formation. Then, in one count, Taehyung gave his final hand sign as stage master, a firm yet meaningful gesture, and the entire stage lit up at full power. The LED stage emitted a visual effect resembling a burst of light rising into the sky, as if the night were celebrating Taehyung as the center of gravity of the K-pop world. The camera captured every detail of his expression, his sharp, focused eyes, his hair swaying in the wind, and his small gestures that set the intensity of the performance without a single word. In that moment, even to those who don't follow K-pop, it was clear they were witnessing a performer who was not only charismatic, but also a natural leader, born with the ability to transform the stage into a world pulsing with his vision. The international music analysts and journalists in the VIP area were stunned. They noted that this moment was one of the most structured yet spontaneous performances BTS had ever given in their global career, and at the heart of it all was Taehyung's artistic touch. As the final song drew to a close, Taehyung stepped forward one last time as stage master. His breath was heavy, his body was exhausted, but his eyes shone as if to say he had given his all that night. He lifted the microphone, looked out at the sea of purple that filled the arena, and smiled, a smile that shattered the emotional silence of the hundreds of thousands of people who watched him with teary eyes. His voice was soft yet clear as he said that the honor of commanding the stage was something he would cherish forever. The audience immediately erupted in applause that was not only loud but also long, as if he didn't want to stop, as if he didn't want to let go of the moment that had just become history.